Yeah, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Back again, back again. Welcome back to another episode of Shit Talking Time with your boy Girls and my me for Wealth. Time to do what we do best and let's talk this shit. Got some interesting topics on the table today. Just seeing some breaking news. Dallas rapper Yella Beezy is arrested for capital murder in connection to the fellow Dallas rapper MO3 a few years ago. Um, I recall was this one kind of was close to me. I really wasn't a Mo3 fan over the last few years. You know that little joint with Boosie. You know that song just got me, and I've been kind of he had my ear since then. Beezy, I liked a couple of his tracks. I mean, he doesn't have a lot. I liked the joint with Kevin Gates, the That's On Me remix. A couple songs. I ain't gonna do him like that. It's just when the first story started speculating about this, and I mean, I just try to tell people to just pay attention how these law enforcements will let y'all think y'all got away, let y'all get back to y'all lives, gaining traction, making music, building more fame, and then they come and get you. Unfortunately, I haven't seen or heard anything from Yella Beezy in quite some time. I actually got a homie out there. I always ask him, has he heard any new music coming out by him? Because he kind of just fell off the scenes. Um, a lot of times, I know people get a little behind the scenes money and they don't really worry about the money that we know about. But I mean, that's what they saying today, man. He's been picked up as of today from the document I see. He was picked up 320, which is today for capital murder charges, which he'll be facing in connection to the MO3. Um, like I said, definitely, I know MO3 family will be happy to hear that. Um, like I tell a lot of people used to say things like, "Oh, they was demons, they all demons," but it's the closure thing. So I mean, the Mo3 family will definitely be happy to finally get the closure. Definitely being people in the streets is hard to know who did what, and we can handle it, but that's law enforcement job. So I know a lot of times people in the streets get law enforcement a chance to do their job before the family stuff in. So maybe the family knew what was going on. I don't really report too much on the Texas scene, only because, like I said, it's a lot of ups and downs with them. Um, to me, I always thought Texas was a unified state. So it just was kind of weird to hear some rappers going at each other to the point where it caused murder. So that was definitely a new one coming out of Texas for me. Next topic we got on hand is a funny topic that just came across my table, which was a lot of people don't know who. Well, I don't know because cats ain't been around long, but y'all remember a dude go by the name of Pacman Jones. Pacman Jones was a very, very good football player. Um, I don't know the actual story behind Pacman Jones. I know I was old enough to see his whole little Brian Gumble special. To me, he's one of the funniest cats alive. I remember he did a special on Brian Gumble. I guess back then that's what they used to try to send trouble athletes to Brian Gumbel's show to make them look like, to clear the air and things like that. So I remember Pac-Man Jones, he was under investigation for a crime. Something I can't remember if it was some drugs or something. Only thing I remember is a guy, not Pac-Man, a guy was arrested in a Cadillac XLR. I don't know if y'all remember those. That's them two-door Cadillacs, two-seater, two-door. Was very popular back in the day. But the guy was arrested in one of those, fully customized, top to bottom, custom wheels, custom interior. The funny thing about it is the seats had stitches that read Pac-Man. So when Pac-Man was arrested for the crime, being though that it was his vehicle, Pac-Man said, I don't know that nigga. And I ain't never seen that car. Brian Gumble said, well, it's customized to the T with all your details. It's your signature logo. He said, I don't know him, and I ain't never seen that car. Ever since then, that nigga been my man. He had a lot of antics throughout his career. A lot of them I didn't agree with because, like he said on the show, he was outside. And I mean, back then, it's like to me, Pacman Jones was like one of the first football players outside. I mean, a lot of them niggas was trying to run around with gang members and shit like that, but a lot of them niggas weren't really about that life. Pac-Man was out here moving. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the one of my gangster football players. That's actually the first one because a lot of niggas be like, yo, Marshawn Lynch crazy. Nah, first it was Pac-Man Jones. Then you had Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez, of course, took the top of the wildest football players, but or let's not forget about my man played for the Minnesota Vikings, the boy that got caught up doing a sting deal for a bunch of bricks hours before he was supposed to be at the field to play the game. I mean, these football players been tripping for years, man. But back to this shit or whatever, it just is kind of weird for like a football player to have a beef with a rapper. So that was kind of rare. You get a few athletes, basketball players that be falling out with rappers, but very rarely the football cats. Maybe because them niggas big as shit, they know them niggas to drop on their head on any given moment. But somehow Gucci Man found a way to open up a beef with Pacman Jones, and the shit was actually hilarious back in the day. It just was kind of crazy to hear him on the radio to say he still don't fuck with them. Wounds will, close up a little bit after all these years. You can't hate a man forever, but I guess you can. Because he said he still can't. They did a part that made it crazy. That nigga said, fuck a whole side of town. So it ain't even that he don't fuck with Gucci. That nigga said, I don't fuck with the whole Decatur. Decatur. Like you singled out a whole side of town for one man. But once he got deeper into detail, I do understand we do live on different parts. I mean, I live in the city too. Big city. Some niggas on this side of the town you don't want to fuck with. Some niggas over there you can fuck with. So I do understand where you're coming from. It's just that Gucci must have been around the side of niggas that ain't to be fucked with. And coming from him, knowing the type of reputation he had niggas around him that wasn't supposed to be fucked with neither. So, unfortunately, we can't say our usual. But I hope these men squash their beef because it's been going this long. It ain't going to get squashed, but also too, I don't think nobody's going to get hurt because if that was the case, it would have been happening. Oh, and I hip hop beef shit. Like I said, I don't report it because it's not real life. And coming from somebody that really come from outside, it's like, come on, man, niggas ain't get on the internet wolfing, and then being at all these places where people got itineraries and ain't nobody pulling up on you. Ain't nobody trying to see what's up with the shit you was talking. So that's why I say a lot of times I let that industry shit go in one ear and out the other. Because I don't be knowing if it's publicity. Definitely not when a person got a beef with a nigga, then turn around and drop a song the next week or a whole mixtape or album right after they just announced that they got a beef with this person or after the beef came public. So that's why I be saying a lot of that shit I be trying to read between the lines, but it be so much foo-foo and action cut shit. I just be like, you know what? I'm not gonna waste my time trying to decipher what's real and what's fake when it's supposed to be real. So if it look fake or any percentage of fake, I just leave it the fuck alone. I don't even give a fuck. I'm not doing no homework into that shit. But as far as these two cats, that's definitely crazy because to me, on the street side of things, I ain't care football Jones for. I mean, Pacman Jones, the hell of a football player too. But I ain't gonna sit here and lie and say that nigga went outside because I'm old enough to remember the shit that the nigga was getting into. So, you know what I'm saying? If I'm correct, I think that's him that punched the bitch out at the club or some shit. And that wasn't even that long ago. So he still was outside tripping. But I'm glad to see, he was on the Breakfast Club. Looked like he in good health. He ain't got no open cases and none of that shit like that. So, that's a good thing with him. I mean, I haven't heard about him being in any trouble in a year. Of course, you're not going to see him back on the football field. He's 40 years old. So if anybody thought he was coming out to make a comeback, I highly doubt that. He's just probably coming back outside to show his face because, like I said, I haven't seen him in quite some time. And the last time I seen him, I think he was in trouble. So That might be just him letting the world know he back out here, whatever the case may be. But that was always my man. Always, I was a fan of him as a football player. That other shit I don't really know nothing about. Back at those times, everything didn't make it to the internet like it does now. So, probably a lot of shit that he did or been in trouble for, and I just don't know because the internet, the reporter shit just really came about. So that's what it is. Well, just had no two topics. I definitely had to tap in and share with y'all guys while they was fresh off the press. So, y'all guys look for more information around this Yella Beezy murder. Definitely won't be having any more information about the Pacman Jones and Gucci Man beef. Because to me, it's just kind of weird. I can't report on a rapper in the NFL. I'm sorry, a former NFL player beefing. Like, that don't even make sense. Kind of like why y'all say I stopped reporting on the Jim Jones and Cameron thing. I mean, certain things are just not worth drilling content for y'all or drilling y'all head with a bunch of senseless content because y'all know y'all self there's probably some bullshit behind the scenes. But if y'all guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure y'all do. Smash the shit out of that like button. And as always, man, y'all boy catch y'all next time in the next video.